Okay, morning. It's still a Sunday morning. It's a little bit windy, but I've got to get on with jobs on this. Just done the back brake, new pads. Done the front, new pads. Not so long ago, search for the videos if you're interested. Filter and spark plugs were done. Now's the day to do an oil change, oil and filter change. And I believe the right hand fairing needs to come off so you can get the filter out through this side. I think there's too many pipes the other side. Hopefully I'm right. Failing that, I'm taking off the wrong side and I'll end up taking the whole fairing off. But I'll get you set up, get some tools and start taking the fairing apart. Now, I don't actually know whether this is a Chinese copy that someone's put on the bike or what, but these older bikes definitely seem to be a little bit better or easier to take apart, being that they're all bolts. Okay, so I've got a Phillips screw in the back holding the two end bits there together, probably not factory, and then I think it is all just bolts on these older fairings, whereas the newer ones you've got quite fragile clips that need taking apart and pulling out. So I'll go along. Oh, we got another one in there. So I don't know whether this is an actual fairing or whether someone's got a copy or something, but it definitely feels thick and sturdy. So I'll just undo everything I can see. There's another Phillips screw under here. Is it a Phillips screw? No, it's an Allen bolt. Obviously. That one there, done that one there. And this side you don't need to take the crash bobbin off to get the fairing off, which is quite nice. And then it's just, oh, there's another one on the front underneath. Missed that. Doofus. And then undo the indicator. And a little screwdriver to prise that off. Now you're in the way. There's usually a longer tab on these. That's that off. Put that out of the way. So oil filter's just there, and you've got a really decent access to that. That looks better than the 1000 actually. But the other side there's some housing, which I don't know what it's for, which stops it going out that way past the exhaust. So yeah, on my bike, hopefully on yours, if you're watching this to get details of how to do an oil change, oil and filter change, hopefully on yours it's the right hand one as well. Anyway, now I've got that off, I'm going to warm it up. Right, start it up, get some warmth through it. It's not been started for a couple of weeks. Got my big fan going and the shed doors open, so right, I'll warm it up and I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, so quick recap just in case. I didn't have the mic plugged in, so no audio on that last bit. Anyway, the filter that came off was a Champion, not Champion the Wonder Horse, was a Champion COF 038 oil filter, not heard of them. But yes, that's the one that came off. The one that went on was a Suzuki own filter, which is the, what is it, let's see if we can do it from memory, 16510-07J00, which pretty much fits all the Suzukis, which I've put back on. Obviously you saw that's just over hand tight. Well, it's hand tight because I did it up with my hands, but it's sealed to the engine, and then just sort of quarter of a turn or so just to pinch that up. I've never done one up with a spanner. I think if you need to do it up with a spanner, either you've cross-threaded it or you're doing it far too tight. Anyway, that was the reason for that previous footage, and now I am decanting my oil. I bought this 20 litre tub quite a while back now, so price of oil is probably shooting through the roof with all these wars and everything that's going on. I've only had 2.5 litres out of my 20 litre drum, and I decant it into a litre Dewberry and shove it in my bike. So let's decant. As I say, it is a bit more of a faff than having 4 of these 1 litres, but overall I think this is, I've said in previous videos, but I think this is about £6.30 a litre if you buy it at 20 litres, or when I bought it. Which is, God, that's tight. Which overall is quite a saving. I don't know how much it is a litre at the moment, to be honest. But yes, that's what I do. I decant that like that, and I've just noticed what could have been quite a amusing mistake. I haven't actually put the sump plug in, and I'm getting ready to put oil in it. So let's stick that back in. with these crush washers it feels as though it's starting to pinch, and then it goes that little bit more, obviously where it collapses. There you go. And that is good enough. Okay, now we're ready for some oil. Well, I'm ready for some oil. So first, about a litre going in. The bike itself is saying 2,800 millilitres, and I think that's just an oil change. So with the filter, you're probably looking at 3.2 litres, something like that. So I'll probably put 3 litres in it, run it, let it settle, and top it up if need be. And this is Castrol Power 1, which I've used for years. I did start using the official Suzuki oil, the XR R700 synthetic. I think, could be wrong, I'm sure that was a semi-synthetic. I thought it was the R9000, which is the full synthetic. Yes, I could be wrong on that, but I'm sure I was putting, well, I was sure, now I'm not so sure. I was putting semi-synthetic in it. As I say, this is a bit more of a faff than just throwing a few litres in there. But overall, it's quite a saving. Right, so that's 3 litres in there. Now what I'm going to do is take the bike outside, get my NC700X on the lift because I want to do the brake pads on that, and run this through, run the old Gixxer through. So yeah, I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to put the fairing back on as well, because obviously you can see the sight glass through the fairing and the filler. So I'm going to put all the fairing back on. I'm very confident I'm not going to get any leaks. So yes, fairing back on, drop it off the lift, take it outside, warm it through. While I'm doing that, I'm going to get the my Honda NC700 in, because that wants brake pads, and then I'll recheck and top up if necessary. But there you go, there's an oil filter change. Obviously the fairing's just a reversal of taking it off. Yeah, it's gone quite nice and smooth. If it does go tits up in any part of the rebuild, I'll let you know, but I'm fairly confident that the fairing will go on beautifully, and it will need minimal amount of oil just to top that off. But there you go, oil and oil filter change on my GSXR 600. Such a machine, love it, little screamer. Well, all it needed was about another half a litre of oil, running beautifully, no leaks, looking gorgeous, needs a clean. So that's that sorted, oil and filter changed, all done. On to the next job, doing the brakes on the NC700. which look rather rough. I don't know whether this is going to be fun or not, but subscribe if you want to see. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Ta-ra.